Hello and welcome everyone to a Sacred Symbols reading. It is Monday, January 16th, 2023. That feels like a mouthful. I hope all is well and you are on your merry way into this new year. Today we are going to explore what is happening now that we're midway into January, and what kind of influences are coming through this week in general, in the big picture, and then I like to tune into a few things that are happening with the ancestors so that you have some ancestral guidance for your healing journey there. I suggest that you settle in and get relaxed, whether it be sitting or lying down. So if you're following along with the invocation, which briefly, what I like to follow is just a process that's super simple. It is just all about opening the heart, and I call it the I am process. So it's I is for intention, A is for attention, M is for movement, movement being the hollow movement of all that is, just action, transformation, evolution. It's all about moving. It's what everything has in common, is this movement, the breath in and the breath out. And you've probably heard me say this before, but the power is in the pause. So as we settle in, let's take a couple of deep breaths in, pause or hold. Just feel that oxygen expand within your chest. This is that space in between, and it activates the vagus nerve. And so tapping into all the organs in the body, activating that energy flow between the pineal and the pituitary gland, tuning in to our toroidal field. And as you do another one or two of these breaths, inhale, hold, and then release through your mouth. Just feel your head, neck, jaw, shoulders, chest relax. Your tailbone can sink even more deeply into the cushion that you're lying on or resting on, sitting on. And imagine then a brilliant white light that surrounds us always. And that bright white light is coming down and anchoring us all the way down to the center of the earth. So feel that centering, grounding, anchoring energy right down to the central core of the earth, Pachamama, the divine feminine, the creatress of all, that iron molten core. And with that activation or awareness of the iron at the center of the earth, you begin to feel that energy rise back up naturally and activating now the iron within your own red blood cells, the hemoglobin, the vitality of your own life, your own body, as a receptor, as an anchor, as an antenna. And just feel that energy flow back up, now activating all of your chakras so that all of your chakras are open, fully functioning, front and back, balanced and aligned. And this beautiful, brilliant white light now turns into a rainbow light of health, vitality, abundance, wisdom. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, and white spilling out, activating that holographic toroidal field and aligning with the toroidal field in our heart, creating coherence so that we move forward as one, we expand outward as one, we are grounded, aligned, and fully functioning as one, in unity with the diversity within us. Body, mind, spirit, that sacred triangle. And then imagine a golden thread, a stream of light, a flowing river of golden light coming down from the heavens, anchoring you even further and connecting you to the grid, the golden grid of all that is, or some call it the Akash, or the golden web of light, that brilliant web of light that connects all. It's a part, or the structure within the great mystery. And feel that connection that you have to all that is. And then calling in this incredible, brilliant, life pulsing, sacred circle of love, gratitude, humility, and divine love. Imagine this sacred circle calling in the east, the south, the west, the north, above, below, and the middle, all of the directions. Come and be with us. Come and be with us as we sit together in this sacred circle with our intention. Feel that intention bubbling up in your heart, flowing through you into your conscious awareness, and then into your superconscious. Expand it out into the future. Come and be with past, present, and future. Come and be with us, all of the elementals, earth, air, fire, water, ether, plasma, neutrinos, and all those elements yet unknown to man. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. All those elements that came to earth from other planetary bodies and created water, created oxygen, systems, organisms that made life possible in the form that we now know as human. Come and be with us. Come and be with us. All of our guides, angels, teachers, guardians, the magical, the mystical, the seen and the unseen. Come and be with us. Come and be with us as we sit together in harmony, in synchronicity, in unity, to receive divine channeled energy for our intention that's in alignment with our intention, our inquiry today. Come and be with us, last but not least, our ancestors, all of those who've gone before us, lived a good life and transcended, and are now here working on our behalf. Come and be with us. Feel the joy, the passion that our ancestors had as they evolved, whether they were conscious of it or not, doing the best they could each step of the way, and that bringing whatever it was they gathered to what we are now, to who we are now. And we can take on the baton, so to speak, and evolve even further, and especially further now that we are aware of, we're going through this light, this photon belt, this belt of light, these solar activations that are happening to our sun, and the ancestors, all those who've gone before us, lived a good life and transcended. They're here with us. And to all of those whose names we do not know, but whose blood runs through our veins, that's all we need to know, is they are a part of us, and that us is now moving forward from this present moment into the future in divine perfection. So we are visioning our future as we sit with the ancestors in the sacred circle. So may all of the inquiries that we have today, the intentions that we hold in our heart, be answered with truth, love, and beauty, whether it be in symbol or words. And may it not only benefit us, but may it benefit all those we come in contact, so that our prayer or our intention here today of being the most brilliant presence, the most brilliant emanation of light possible, the most conscious level of light, let that flow out into all those we come in contact with, all living beings and creatures, all living elements. May it be so. In full faith, so be it. Aho. So again, thank you for joining me. Thank you for accommodating the camera that gives you a bird's eye view until I can get something set up way above so you don't see it. Just excuse the camera. And then I'm going to ask you all that are following along, and even those when you're watching later and you're not following along and you decide not to follow the invocation, just know your presence is tapping you into this grid that we just set up, this sacred circle. And now I invite you to blow 3 times into the basket. So I'm asking for guidance for the following week. And may I be the spokesperson for the greatest good of all. Okay, and now bear with me while I flip the camera so I can share my screen here. Oops, share screen. Okay, share. And I'm going to expand the screen so we get a full picture here. So hopefully the light is good enough for you to see, and we now have a full picture of the cloth. So here we go. Okay. Beautiful. So take a quick peek. Just hone in and notice what pops up for you. Is there a shape? Is there a piece in particular that captures your attention? And just hold that in your awareness so that if I do talk about this piece, it may have special significance for you in some way. It may be speaking out to you. And as always, I like to initially look at this piece of coral here, which represents you or me. This would be us standing, feet on the ground here, and it's saying this is a new beginning. We are still in the new beginnings. And exactly what I said during the invocation, so interesting. Here is Venus. So that idea of truth, love, and beauty, what is it? Also finances, and I don't really want to get into finances specifically, but I can't help but notice that I heard on public radio report this morning when I was in the car that Congress is going to be making a vote this summer about the bankruptcy. Basically, to call it a spade a spade. The truth is the U.S. is bankrupt. They don't know how to deal with it. There's going to be some kind of vote in Congress, and it's already sounds like a major disaster. Just trying to figure out how that's going to be dealt with. Where is this money going to be allotted? So think about your own finances and your money. This is key. I think we're all thinking of this. Like, what if there's a huge crash, and what do you do with your stuff? I listened to some. I've been listening to different things about the internet, social media, how to protect yourself, protect your property, your intellectual property, and this is important. So all these issues are up for grabs right now, and whatever you think is best is best. Just you have to really trust your inner guidance, trust what kind of wisdom and knowledge is coming to you about this. But this is of importance because it is going through a huge transition. Here's our little reptilian friend. And I would say then what's the action, how you can get more insight about it is through the third eye here, right? Really not just looking at what we see, because there's so much BS, so much belief systems that are not true, so much false information, so much dog eat dog kind of conditioning, you know, buy this, buy that, the fear, the fear factor that's put out in the world to have the masses believe the BS. And so this is what's going to be important moving forward. I'm getting chills. Community. This is Elkhorn. It is all about the gathering together. Elks move in a community. They're not solitary creatures. And they take care of one another, and they provide protection. So stay in alignment with what you know and you see from a higher perspective, that inner eye, your own insight and wisdom, whichever way that comes to you. And know that moving forward, we have horse is all about movement, moving toward community, moving toward this idea of who are you in alignment with, whether it's community or people or just your values. If you're really doing some soul searching on values at this time of the year, really look at that and what is your own truth, love, and beauty, yours and yours alone. And then align yourself with community, right? So that you can move forward, so that you can evolve, so you can grow and you can support, because we all know that even the receiving is critical. What is most critical about receiving is giving. So we want to be able to give and receive, right, simultaneously. So as I look, it's interesting. It's kind of a really interesting circle. Do you see that? Can you see how there's been a circle created here? Look at the curves. And this is a beautiful configuration I'm looking at over here. Look at that. The great ones are greats, great, great, greats, great, great, great ancestors. It's like there's an inner and an outer, right? And this inner ring is saying big, huge transfiguration happening. Young ones, the children are bringing in this incredible transfiguration. Pay attention to what children are picking up on. And this is also influencing that which is not yet created. So if you are in the process of creating something, you have this second chakra here wide open, that power center, the creativity center, the reproductive organs themselves. There is a lot of activation here, and this is the moon. So the moon, look at how you feel emotionally too, about what you want to move forward into, where you want to move forward. And then look at this beautiful curve filling out this part of the circle. And this is containing the shaman, the vision, your power, the retrieval of your power, taking your power back. And we have a grandmother and a grandfather on your mother's side. So your mother's mother and your mother's father, your maternal grandparents. Just pay attention to them, notice them, especially those in this lifetime. This is the earth. Those that walk the earth now or walked the earth, the closest ancestors to you on your mother's side. Really take a look at that around this idea of the healing of the divine feminine, cutting away what no longer serves, taking your power back, getting a clear, crystal clear vision. Right. In fact, here is grandmother on your father's side. So grandmother, the two grandmothers, maternal and paternal. And the paternal grandfather, this is an interesting little configuration. He is, what is most being hit by Pluto. So think of your father's ancestral lineage. Think of your grandmother, your father's mother is really supporting this idea of talking stick. This is talking stick, this shell. And he's wearing it like a hat. It's almost like this higher wisdom, that the top of the head, the crown of the head. Speak the wisdom that flows into the crown chakra, these higher frequencies, that which we think of maybe the angelics or the sacred beings, our, these soul connections that we have to our ancestors too, bringing that wisdom in, right? And knowing that some of it is just being hit by Pluto right now. The US is in a Pluto return. And so this is why we're having these huge transformations. But on the other side of that veil, I'm getting chills when I say that. Here's the vision. And so clarity about the vision, taking your power back, being or standing in your power. This is key to create ceremonies, simple ceremonies, something like this that you participate in with a group, or even just the most simplest of ceremony with just noticing sacred symbols around you day to day, or just paying attention to connections. Because in the blueprint of your life, of this lifetime, we're looking at what is at the center of that is passion. What do you feel passionate about? And know that that is what you want to influence the mind. Where is the mind going? It's going to be in alignment, in a ceremony of alignment to higher wisdom, higher guidance. The shaman within, right? The medicine within, that your body, we are remembering who we are and remembering that we know everything we need to know to heal ourselves, right? So that is critical too at this time. Don't forget to stay in a state of innocence so that you can receive this information that's coming through right now. I think, we're at the tail end of, we're just going through this Cancer emotion. I felt like this wave of emotions this morning. I don't know where it was coming from, but I thought, wow. And then I spilled water. So it was like, well, there you go. Just let it go. So just let it go. Just feel it. Just accept it without it activating. You don't have to get triggered about it, but just feel it and say, wow. I feel a lot of sadness for what has been lost. Hopefully we'll be able to reclaim it and make things better. But, we have really made a mess of this planet. And here is father, grandfather on your father's side, right? Beautiful. Yes, the emotions. It's like the masculine. A lot of what is dying is represented by the masculine. And it's happening. So the insight and wisdom, along with bam, what is being, we might be getting these ahas about the masculine, where it's failed us, where the structure is no longer working. It's time to let go. So just let it go. Let it go. So tune into that aspect and know that Uranus here is saying that's how it's going to happen. We're all being influenced by this huge Uranian influence right now, this energy that's going to, I think, be with us through most of 2023. I'm not an astrologer, so just take anything I say about astrology with a grain of salt. And I always refer to listen to Pam Gregory and her she usually does a full moon and a new moon plus some extra talks with incredible people on the planet that are in alignment with this divine frequency of love and visioning our future. And she is grounded and clear. So you can get more clarity by listening to her and know that much of what I say is, I'm influenced by her understanding, her wisdom. She's been an astrologer for, 45 years. She lives in the UK. And so I just really trust where she is coming from. She's not about making $1 million off being an astrologer. She is really doing incredible work with supporting people who are helping to change the world in this beautiful way, this divine frequency of love. So here, right at the top of the clock, right where you would be sitting, if you were sitting next to me getting a one-on-one reading, here is Mother. So Mother, with this idea of soul retrieval at her feet, we have Eagle Condor upside down. He's on his head. It's like the hangman. Take time to reflect and really open your eyes about the perspective of how you see things, how you're seeing this greater flow of energy, the bigger picture, and how you play in it. We're in kind of, I would say, as far as time, a little bit of a pause. Things are moving forward. I know energy is moving forward. Planets that have been retrograde are going direct shortly. So that energy is moving in that direction. But this idea of reflecting and really grounding yourself is all about the soul's remembering, or a chine. It's like a huge holographic soul retrieval. I think that's what's happening. We're having like a planetary soul retrieval. And what's changing or what's evolving in that transformation is Saturn, is the structures that no longer work, the structures that we may feel like we don't understand what's going on because it's such a big picture, we can't even imagine. Here is the eye of God right on top of whatever you feel blocked about. Just know that for the equal aspects of unknown, there is the eye of God, there is wisdom within standing your ground and holding, maintaining a vision and maintaining an inquiry that you ask for the greater good of all, the greatest good of all, not just a few, for everyone, right? So that we have equality, it's some possible potential for equality again, and balance, right? And this diversity that we once had that made this planet so incredible. And just know the sun, we're having huge influences of the sun. So speak your truth. This is the sword of truth here. And then coming around to where I mentioned the great ones, here they are in this other half of the circle, coming around back to this transfiguration. And these great ones are really reminding us about the Stoll family, the star that we are in our star nations, right? This is what will help us through these huge physical transformations and bring clarity of mind as we have to go through this medicine. You know, I feel like, you know, even this pain and suffering that we're all feeling, I mean, here's what I would say about that is this medicine, yes, it's about healing. There's abundance of love. This is what there is no shortage of. And why we need to focus here is love. Love can conquer anything. Love can expand anything. Love can heal things. So focus on the love and see where that takes you rather than the fear and the greed. Right, and know that as we evolve through these incredible transformational times, that we will have a return of our power, right? We will birth a new earth, birth a new world, and that's what we're coming back around to, this new creation here, right? And what I started with saying, it's all about truth, love, and beauty. And that is for you to decide, you to create, and you to manifest and embody in your life. So with those words said, wow, that felt like a powerful message today. Oops, I'm just going to bring it back here. And then I'm going to stop sharing my screen and come back to all of you. So thank you again for joining me. I will now move this out of the way. So I hope that brought some kind of support, wisdom, insight. You know, you might even want to listen more than once. We miss things the first time around. You might have been distracted. So just listen again. And if there was anything I said that when I'm putting this onto YouTube, I will definitely put a link to that below the video. So thank you for joining me, and I'd like to just close the circle by acknowledging all the help that we had, all the insight, and I am in particular thanks for all of my guides, angels, and teachers who came here for me to be the spokesperson of these sacred symbols today. May we all be blessed, and all those we come in contact feel the return of the greater good for all, that we may be divine instruments of the light. In full faith, so be it. Aham. Thanks for joining me.